Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be spilling some tea. This isn't tea though, this is water because I don't like tea, and you know what? That's the tea. I'm so funny. We're gonna be spilling the tea on some guests that I have interacted with. I just want to preference this with saying these have been all personal encounters that I've had. And again, I understand that being at Disney can be very stressful. You know, it's heat, it's Florida, you have kids. But at the same time, some of these people are just like, what? They're not super crazy, over the top, like I'm going to stab you to death. It's just some things that is just like, that stick out and are just a little odd. So all these stories are going to be taking place when I'm working in merchandise. So without further ado, let's get into the video. This mom with a group of moms, I don't know, what do you call a group of moms? Like a herd? A school of moms? I have no idea. This group of moms came up to me like super rude.
Can you tell me where this is?
And I'm like, okay, what is? She wanted to find where the ESPN tickets for cheerleading. I literally had no idea. I was not aware of anywhere you could pick up tickets for an ESPN event outside of ESPN. So I told her, I was like, I'm sorry, like I'm not sure what you're talking about, and without letting me finish,
You know what? Like, this is ridiculous. This is outrageous. Like,
What?
and just like walked away. I know it's not super crazy and a lot of people get like angry guests like that, but I was just like so stunned. Bye. ESPN was such a ride. Was it a good ride? Was it a bad ride? I don't know. It was just a ride. This particular story takes place during the Atlanta Braves spring training. At this particular day, they were playing the Yankees. I was sent out to go to this little cart and work there. Now, it is like a mile and a half out and there's no one else out there. Like, it's just you at this cart and like the teams that are practicing, and that's literally it. It was a very rainy day that day too, so I was like drenched in water. It was windy. I was just like not having a good time out there. Eventually this dad comes up. I'm gonna say dad, but I have never in this whole story saw him with a kid, with any sort of family. So we ended up talking for a very, very long time, like literally probably 2 hours. The conversations will end and I'd be like, okay, and I like kind of turn around and fix everything on the cart, and then he'll continue. So he was the one mostly carrying the conversation. I was just like, okay, like thank you for helping me pass the time and like keeping me entertained, but like 2 hours later I don't want to keep talking to you. Eventually he ended up leaving, and then someone came to bump me out to go work at the stadium store. As I was walking to the stadium, he was coming back and he was like,
Oh, where are you going?
and I was like, I'm working at the stadium store right now, so haha. And then he was like,
You know what? I'm gonna give you my email. Can I give you my email?
and I was like, why would you give me your email? But I was just like, I'm so awkward in the situation. He gave me his email and I still remember it. And he was like,
Email me and I'll just email you, and we could just talk about some like events coming at ESPN. You know what? Maybe you could ship me out some stuff from ESPN. Haha. Okay, bye.
sir, what? I just kind of felt creeped out by it. I don't really know a bunch of like grown people just giving out their emails to just random workers. I never saw him again. Sir, if you're watching this, that was weird. So, I don't even know where to start the story. If you ever been to ESPN, there's a hill that kind of goes up when you enter. So I was like walking down the hill. I don't know why that matters. His mom and daughter just like full on sprint. Like they are determined to get to me and ask me something. Like I see it in their eyes with the coffee. So they're like sprinting like this. She came up running to me going,
where can I get a straw?
what? Like that's my response to everything. Like, ma'am, what? And they're like,
We just went to Joffrey's and they didn't give us a straw.
it was like when we first opened, so they probably weren't finishing like giving it out, or they might have just completely missed it because sometimes it's on the outside and you have to pick it up yourself. Wasn't sure of the situation, what happened, so I just went. So Disney as a corporation, as a company, is trying to get rid of straws, you know, protect the sea turtles. I literally did that. Protect the sea turtles. You know, we have to protect our environment. And then she was like,
I need a straw. This is ridiculous. I need a straw right now.
didn't even say bye, nothing, and just kept sprinting up the hill looking for a straw. I told this lady specifically to save the sea turtles, and she could care less about the sea turtles. So don't be like this lady and protect the sea turtles at all cost, please. Use plastic straws, or don't use a straw. You just go, you know, sip it. Protect the sea turtles. Now, I saved my personal favorite story for last. So it was my first time working at Hollywood Studios. I was working at a cart that is right outside Launch Bay. That was like an 8-hour shift, and I worked at that cart the whole entire 8 hours from 1 to like 9. This was almost closing time, literally like probably 10 minutes before we ended up closing. I had this grandma and her 2 grandkids. Now the oldest was probably around like 11, 12 maybe, and the youngest was probably like 7. This grandma came saying that her kids wanted the lightsabers. At that specific cart, we had 3 different lightsabers. So the ones they picked was the second most expensive one. I believe it was around like $24. They both grabbed these lightsabers and were like, we
want these.
So I scanned it, and I only scanned 1. So this grandma was like, wait, how much is it? And I was like, it's like 26. And then this little boy just flips out. He's like,
we were here earlier and this lady told us that they were only like $16.
Again, I was there from 1 to close, so this had to be before 1. So there was a good chunk of time where you waited from that time to about to close to buy this lightsaber. It was a little odd to me. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, let me double check. So I ended up checking like the least expensive one, and it ended up being like $16. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, so this is the one that you want. This is like $16. And she's like,
Why didn't you get that one in the first place?
and I was like I'm supposed to know that you wanted that one? I didn't say that. But I was just like, oh, I'm sorry. The boys picked these 2 specific ones, so I believed that you guys wanted that one since it's the one that you brought up to me. But it's okay, because I could just delete it off the transaction and I could ring this one up. After that, I took the first one, I scanned it. It was like 16 something, so I told her specifically, for 1, it's gonna be 16 this. She was like scraping the money. She asked the little boy for money, barely made it to $16. I'm telling you, like barely. But this whole entire time, she was like,
Why can't you just give these boys a free lightsaber? Like, they just want a free lightsaber. Like, why can't you just give it to them? Like, you literally could just give it to them.
and I was just like so taken back by it, because it was like a grown adult woman, like a grandma. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry that I'm in no stance to do or give away free things. Unfortunately, that's not falling under my rank of command. And she kept going like,
Why can't you just give them? Why can't you just give them?
and then I was like, okay, so like this is only for 1. And she's like,
For 1, don't you see there's 2 boys? I want 2 lightsabers. You know what? Forget this.
and like she started going off. And the little boy was just like,
Grandma, you know what? We could just get this at Walmart.
giving her money back. And then she went,
I'm sorry.
and I was like, oh, like she's actually trying to be like nice about it and apologize for this whole situation. And I was like, you know what? No, it's fine. It's okay. And she goes,
No. I'm sorry about you. I'm sorry about this experience. I'm sorry about all of this. I'm sorry about Disney.
and then walked away. What? I was just so taken back by it, and the fact that she kept saying also throughout the whole transaction, why can't you just give them free lightsabers? The fact that they were aware that there was one for $16, and if you barely had money for 1, how did you think you're gonna get the second one? Then that does not end there. She comes back and she goes,
What is a discount for the cast members?
unfortunately, like I just can't tell you that. Just whatever, and like walked away. What? There's that. Also, if you're a guest at Disney, just remember, be kind to the cast members, be nice, be polite, say please and thank you, because that goes a very, very long way with everyone, even as a normal human being. But that is the end of me spilling the tea about a handful of guest interactions. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, because I come out with new Disney videos. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week, and remember, be the reason somebody smiles today. Bye guys.